Hey folks, how you doing? Welcome to the channel. It's the 28th of December. As you can see, I'm sat indoors. It's been raining on and off all day. The wind's getting up. Anyway, I do have an idea what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to share with you a few routes that I've got loaded into my RideWithGPS. So let's switch across to that right now. So just looking at the screen at the moment, I've scrolled down right to the very bottom. There's a few race around kind of rides that I was hoping to do next year. I did those back in September this year and I've got around to doing those. Racing around East Yorkshire in either direction, or race around East and North Yorkshire, but I can see that's a massive day, 800 kilometres on the bike. There's an Audax above there, just above that one as well. I've got Come Ride the Lincolnshire Wolds. That was that one I organised back in October, I believe it was, one that got rained on, so only the brave turned up. A couple above that I managed to find a route that somebody done, thanks to Robert Enderby, whoever you are. He put his route online and it's the hardest 200 kilometres in the Lincolnshire Wolds. I'm going to do that at some point. Above that we see the TPT, which is the Trans-Pennine Trail, hoping to do that again next year. I've scrolled up a little bit further past a few of these. Interesting, this one is from Juliet Elliott, is that a surname? She lives down Devon Way. She came up in a few videos ago and rode around the Peak District. So I followed through her social media and found the route. So I'm going to do that at some point, mix it in elsewhere. I'm also, this coming Friday, I'm going to be riding with Chris Scalehorn again. And I'm going to attempt to ride all those trails, starting with the High Peak Trail from Matlock, joining on to Tissington Trail. What was that one on the west side called? I can't remember now. But anyway, we're going to ride that one north, then join the Monsell Trail back towards Bakewell and finishing in Matlock. Probably after dark. As you can see, it's 125k. Actually, I thought it was 140, so maybe we'll do it before dark, who knows. And I got a few provisional routes for all points north. I will find out in the new year whether I've got in this time around. But I've already gone to the effort of putting some very, very rough drafts of the route together. So if you don't know what All Points North is, it's a 1,000 kilometre ride around Northern England through 10 checkpoints, and all you have to do is join those dots together and visit all those places, get back to Sheffield where it starts, and you can do those in any direction, clockwise, anti-clockwise. And basically it's a race to try and get back to Sheffield. Although for many people it's not a race, it's more of an experience, an adventure, and I'm sat somewhere in the middle really. I will be going quite hard on it. I've got a few races planned in 2023, which I've talked about in previous videos. I'll post a link in the top corner of the screen if you want to go back and watch that one. I'm going to be talking a little bit about gravel and off-road riding. I've been doing a few of those rides over the last week or so on my nuke-proof digger. A few people put me some suggestions in there. And the last one was, what about the Viking Way? So I did look into that, and as I kind of knew already, much of it is a walking route. But how much of that walking route, in quotes, is actually rideable, or which parts of it, can I actually ride on? So I do need to go a bit of effort beyond what I'm about to show you now, which is what this good video is about, really tackling the Viking Way. But before I open this one up to show you what I've done on it, if I go to the route planner, I've got a GPX file set on my desktop, which I'm going to import straight away now. Not from there. I'll just untick that and just wait a moment for it to go through the GPX file. So this is what happens when you take the Viking Way GPX that I found online. Let's just take some of that information off to make it a little bit clearer. Okay, you've got something that looks like this. Nice, I like the distance, but it's not got any cue sheets or anything like that. So you can actually just click on here and use the manual trace tool here to go through the whole thing, create a new route. So then that's what I've created on the very first screen I'll show you here. So, let's just come back a little bit. The reason why I have to trace it is if I change the map data to OSM outdoor, which is Ordnance Survey map, you'll see where the Viking Way goes. You're following the Nev Coal Way at the moment, but can you see how it's not attached to the road at all? It's off. It's all straight lines. Can you see how it cuts all this off? So you've got a route that looks quite tasty at 220 kilometres, but all the way through it's very rough. You can see how it's got lots of straight lines. So what I ended up with once I manually traced through is a route that looks a little bit more like this. So again, we'll put OSM outdoor on, and I've traced it onto the dotted lines. So it goes all the way through. That's the Nev Coal Way. The Viking Way is made up of many different ways. So once I finished tracing the route, I got a bit more accurate data. So it's 243 kilometres, which works out 150 miles, I believe. 1,872 metres climbing, and the highest grade there is 11.3, and apparently to ride that it would take me 12.5 hours, which, take that with a pinch of salt. It's paved 32% of the way and unpaved 68% of the way, so it's, you know, a lot of it's off-road. But this doesn't really help determine whether these are places that you're okay to ride a bike. So that is really where I'm up to at the moment. So this in itself, the Viking Way, it sounds like a great idea on paper. Why do you ride the Viking Way? Well, there's going to be lots more involved. I mean, you know, I really need to go through the route, the entire route, and find out what is rideable and adapt this. Basically what I'll do, there's an option somewhere to copy the existing route, make another revision of it that, you know, try and stick to the road as much as I can. But yeah, I don't know, let's see, it's going to be an interesting one. So really, that's all I wanted to talk to about in this video, really, was the Viking Way. Big thank you to whoever suggested it down in the comments below. I think it was on the last video. And yeah, I'm eager to give it a go, but I want to make sure I'm not riding where I shouldn't be too much. It needs to be rideable. I don't want to be too much hike bike. I want it to flow. I'd like to do it in one day, really. Get down to the bottom, because it finishes in Rutland, and perhaps, you know, stay in a hotel somewhere near Oakham, and you know, ride back on the road the next day. I'm sure it'll make for a great weekend. That's it for this video. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Something a little bit different. Tomorrow I will be getting out riding. It's supposed to be very windy, but it's supposed to be dry. So I'm going to head due west into a headwind, crossing over the Wolds on the gravel bike. I think so anyway. I need to get some more miles and kilometres in if I'm going to get closer to finishing the Rafa 500, because the weather looks like it's going to go downhill just in time for the weekend. Fingers crossed it'll be fine on the 30th when I go to the Peak District with Chris. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed already, now might be the time. If you've got any comments, questions, hit them down below. I always enjoy reading those. Take care, see you again soon. Bye bye.